Hey guys, this is Camfrey15. I am back at it with another video for you guys, and I am back with some more Batwoman reviews for you guys. And this episode was pretty interesting, and I definitely can't wait to see what's going to be happening next now that I'm guessing Black Mask is going to be, I guess you can say, I would say, the villain going forward for the storyline. I don't know. Sorry for that. I probably, but whatever. Um, but yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid episode, and I really enjoyed this episode because especially with the Black Mass part, like, good God, this guy's a psychopath. So yeah, let's get into it. So obviously, after the revelations of last week that our characters, well, to them, Kate Kane's dead, but we know Kate Kane's alive not only because of her casting, but what we see also in this episode too. So one, they're mourning the death of Kate Kane. Essentially, they have a funeral for her and everything, and stuff like that. This kind of is just like, okay, yeah. Ryan obviously doesn't attend. She just writes in the book that she's going to dedicate this plant to the memory of Kate Kane, which essentially saved her life. They don't show anything. I wish they kind of showed them, using the desert rose flower to heal Ryan, but hey, it's fine. She's healed. Anyways, what happens in this episode is we see this girl named Jordan, essentially talk to the police commissioner of GCPD. Now, don't ask me where the fuck Commissioner Gordon is. It's the same question you can ask, where the fuck is Bruce Wayne? Yeah, don't ask me. She gets in a whole testy argument about the thing, and there's kind of just some real world kind of implications and stuff like that. Because, what we've been hearing, as of late in today's society is the fact that, Black people tend to usually get shot down by police, people, or get killed by police. And it started the whole defund the police trend. They make a reference to there, and stuff like that. That was kind of what that scene was kind of entailing. It was kind of just bringing the real life element of what is happening on in our society in the United States. On obviously policemen, I guess you can say, killing black individuals, and maybe going a little bit excessively too far in their aspects and stuff like that. And that's kind of the whole thing. Too, we also get revealed of Jordan that she's actually Sophie's younger sister, which was interesting too. And kind of their storyline is the whole issue where Jordan's telling Sophie, like, why do you work for this part of the government even, and it's freaking wrong? Like, in the end of the episode, after everything that happens, she's like, see, the government, the freaking police force, the justice system is wrong. And you just have Sophie like, yeah, I know, but that's the justice system as much as I have to disagree with it, which is, again, true life shit. As much as we can freaking say all that stuff, it is the justice system. But even though you can definitely more than likely agree, saying some, cops and some police officers can be a little bit more aware of certain situations and stuff like that. Now, the whole storyline with Ryan going on in this aspect is the fact that Angelique returns again. And this time, she's willing to get out of the false space society and get out of the business she's been doing, essentially her entire life. And she tells Ryan to her face, like, she's willing to change and stuff like that. And she wants to change. The only problem is it's going to be hard to do that. And essentially, Ryan's like, well, turn yourself in and stuff like that. Or, just to say who's leading the cult and everything. Essentially, Angelique's like, I can't do that. So, yeah, that's the whole thing there. So we see that Angelique clearly wants to change, but obviously, she's hiding something that is preventing her from trying to do that and try to get up out of the false space society. But she is, trying to get up there and live a peaceful life and stuff like that. So what happens too is eventually get to the point where Mary, when Angelique came in, Mary was there, and Mary overheard their conversation. And it came to a part in the episode where essentially, Mary just tells Ryan, like, look, I don't care if it's fucking Angelique. You know, if she does not reveal who's leading the False Face Society, I swear, I'm going to call the cops on her and I'm going to make sure they find out who it is and stuff like that. And then the kind of the whole bat, team, thing is just building on trust and having each other's back and stuff like that. So obviously it's up to Ryan. So what happens with Ryan is Ryan calls Angelique. She's like, listen, I can talk, you can talk about it about with Batwoman because I know her and stuff like that. So what happens there is we see that she shows up to the condo where Angelique's staying at as Batwoman, and Angelique's gone because she got taken by the False Face Society, and stuff like that. So yeah, also kind of cutting back to the whole cutting over to actually no, I'll continue with the storyline. So what happens next is Ryan goes to retrieve Angelique. And before that even happens, we see a scene, essentially kind of a interrogation scene with Black Mask, who makes his first appearance, I believe, in this show. We knew he was going to be one of the major villains this season. And Black Mask, he's essentially antagonizing Angelique, saying and showing like this dude impaled by like the same device, and he's like, this is gonna happen to people, or this is gonna happen to you if you try to leave the False Face Society. Now, Black Mask design, I like his black suit. Now the mask, I'm fine with the mask. I know Black Mask generically, his entire mask covers his entire like head, like you see like the back of his head's not covered. Essentially, it's like if you put on a Halloween mask and stuff like that. Um, but honestly, the design grew on me. Some people might be petty, and some people who are Batman truthers will be like, his mask should be covering his entire freaking face and his entire like head area. But it's like, well, he's still wearing the black mask type of thing, and he still looks pretty badass. And then two, the motherfucker was crazy as shit, and he's threatening as hell. Like this dude later in the freaking episode, after he catches Ryan's Batwoman, after he catches Batwoman, this man literally saws a freaking dude in half, one of his own in half, just to make a statement. And I'm like, the hell is going on here? He's pretty threatening. I don't know the actor that plays him, but I thought he did a pretty good job as Black Mask. And two, we actually see Roman Sionis early in the episode saying, trust, saying his typical spiel of trying to say, we need to do better to do this. And two, the reason why, going back to the Jordan storyline, the GCPD police commissioner is shut down. So they're also hunting Jordan as well. So that's crazy beyond. Now, again, like I said, don't ask me where Commissioner Gordon is. You would think he'd be in this show, but I guess not. So, yeah, unless they want to write him out some way by saying, he retired from being a police commissioner. That's my only way they could say, oh, that's why he's not in here. But okay. Yeah. But going back to the Black Mask stuff, I think he's pretty cool, and he seems like he's going to be a pretty threatening villain, and I like him. Hopefully he's, like Alice, one of the better CW DC TV show villains. I do like him. He comes across like a psychopath. I don't know much about Black Mask. The only time I've ever freaking dealt anything Batman-related resulting to Black Mask is obviously playing the Arkham Origins game, Batman Arkham Origins. That's the only time I've ever experienced playing Black Mask, and sadly, you could say Black Mask in that game was fucking underutilized. I remember the marketing that they had Arkham Origins wasn't going to be about like the fucking Joker for once, and they like made it look like the fucking main villain of that game was going to be Black Mask. Then they totally curveball you by introducing the Joker in this game, and Black Mask is essentially like Black Mask essentially was like used by the Joker, essentially. Like he was a pawn of the Joker. And I'm like, so we hype up a fucking villain in Black Mask, and he's not much of anything. Good, because it's not like every Arkham game was built on the Joker. But yeah. Hey, that doesn't mean I don't like the Arkham games. I love the Arkham games, all of them. And stuff like that. Anyways, going on after Sophie eventually saves Batwoman because she's about to get sawed in half, just like the False Face Society guy. They eventually save Angelique. Black Mask gets away, like obviously he would, because they weren't going to bring him in the episode. They save Angelique. At the end of the episode, Sophie's interrogating Angelique, and essentially Angelique gives herself up to go to prison because we find out that essentially that if freaking Angelique told who was really, behind this entire thing, that Black Mass would go after the person she cares most about, and that was Ryan. So Black Mass was literally kind of, holding Angelique hostage, saying, "You do not tell, or if you tell, I'm gonna kill Ryan Wilder." So obviously she turned herself in. Sophie eventually tells Ryan. Ryan's kind of pissed and everything, but at the same time, Sophie's like, "Well, you got to realize she did it for you, so she could live and stuff like that." And that's when you get the whole scene where Jordan's like, "See, that's not right and everything. She should be let go free because she gave you the evidence she needs." But at the same time, she was in the False Face Society, and she did freaking do some stuff with drug dealings and things like that. Two, also, Jordan, Sophie's sister, says she made her comment early in the episode saying that Sophie should hook up with Ryan. I'm now gonna be guessing the fact that fucking since Angelique's locked up, my only guess is they go that direction, which is probably going to happen. Maybe it won't start off in the season, but who knows? It could probably happen to where you have Sophie and Ryan eventually get together. The jury's still out if Ryan will tell her if she's Batwoman, but I feel like that's what they're gonna go. With Kate gone, you can just have Sophie freaking take. Or you can have Ryan just take Sophie and they start going out and they start dating and be intimate with one another. It is kind of weird because it's like, these two characters, but they know each other. So we'll have to see where that's going on. So yeah, I personally, I would be fine with it. It is what it is with me. I don't really care. So yeah. Now other scenes in this episode, Alice essentially talks to like a younger version of Kate Kane. It's her kind of her way of trying to get over the death of Kate Kane, essentially, to her, because she thinks Kate's dead. So that was kind of just like a side plot. I don't really honestly care about that. Like honestly, when I saw those scenes, I wasn't really paying attention. And then the other scene was dealing with Jacob and Julia. Essentially, Jacob's gonna be on a manhunt to try to freaking, find the person who killed Kate Kane. He's also kind of locked himself from doing crow work too, so he's not working, which we see early in the episode. Sophie tries to call him. He's not responding at all because this man's a depressed dude. Like he tells Julia, like, my freaking daughter was Batwoman, and my other daughter was running a freaking underground clinic and stuff like that. Even though Julia was like, but she was doing the good thing. But then Jacob's like, but it don't matter. I don't care. So obviously there's still the beef going on between Jacob and Mary, which we see in the next episode preview too. That there's the beef between the two is still going on for what happened, I believe, last week or a few weeks ago, and stuff like that. Now speaking of Julia, she ends up calling the people the people to find more investigation info on the Kate Kane death. Essentially, the way the person's calling her is like, "We've already talked before," and stuff like that. And Julia's like, "Wait, what? What are you talking about? I haven't talked to you ever." And the dude's like, "Yeah, you've talked to us before. We'll still run down the information with you, but okay, fine." So it seems like somebody must have erased Julia's memories, and I'm thinking who we are because in the end credit scene, you see Black Mass look at Kate, and that's when we see a girl walk in, and this girl is revealed to be Enigma. Yes, the same Enigma that erased essentially the memories of Alice and Ocean back on the island of Coriana. So I'm guessing is Enigma got a hold and found Julia, erased her memories of what happened to Kate Kane because Julia probably stumbled across Kate Kane, Kate Kane's real body, and found that she was still intact. And maybe, in an effort to get away, Enigma found her, hypnotized her, said, like, I guess the way that Kate Kane died probably said it and stuff like that, because she says in the end credit scene, "You're going to forget who you are, Kate Kane," which Obviously, it seems like Enigma is going to make Kate forget who she is, and I'm guessing they're gonna change her face up too. So yeah, Batwoman's gonna be going on a break. It's gonna be going on a break till April 11th, which okay, fine. We get a 2 week break essentially. I thought we weren't gonna get no breaks this season for the for the CW DC TV shows, but okay, fine with me. So it's not long, like say Superman and Lois, where you have to literally wait till May 18th after that crazy cliffhanger at the end of that show. So yeah. But hey, that's fine with me. So we'll be back with Batwoman reviews April 11th. So yeah, excuse me, good God, I'm hiccuping. But I thought it was a pretty solid episode. I like the introduction to Black Mask. It'll be very interesting to see what they do with this Kate Kane storyline now that she's potentially going to forget her memories and stuff like that. And yeah, so other than that, that's kind of it. So you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this episode, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Batwoman content or any other CW content, because like I said earlier, I review Superman and Lois, The Flash, and then this upcoming Tuesday, I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of season 6 for Supergirl in its final season. So yeah, other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, guys, stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.